welcome back. Sorry I look so busted, it's about midnight. I'm in my PJs, about ready to crash out, but figured I would go ahead and jump into the next little deal here. Previously we went over finding all the notes going up the strings, one end at a time. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and so on all the way, then the next string and the next string. Hopefully you did this. Hopefully it wasn't something that you did one or two strings and then just was like, screw it, that's just boring. It's actually really important to actually go through every string a few times every day. The idea is eventually what we want to do is we want to be able to get to the point where when you point at any string on any fret and you can say, oh, that's an A. Without even thinking, you just automatically know. So here's going to be the next step. Another reason that this is really important is because in the key of C major, the scale, the major scale, the most important scale in music, the scale that you will build and learn everything out of. Every song pretty much you've heard on rock, country, even hip-hop, jazz, all build their chord changes, their chords, everything out of the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the major scale. That's how important that is. Well, that's exactly what you did. You found the major scale, because in the key of C major, there are no sharps, no flats. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So if you can memorize where all your notes are on the strings, you actually have your scale memorized, at least the pattern. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go across the strings, and we're going to see going from the top on the first fret. We're only going to work on pretty much the first fret, maybe the second fret, but open is E, and then you just go from E on. Say your ABCs. Hold them down, and remember there's no sharp and flat between E and F or B and C. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and that is just what we did there. That is one little pattern that you're going to have memorized eventually if you want to write music. I mean, it's 7 notes, and then it repeats 7 more. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G over and over again. It's the major scale. See? Same thing as if we did this. See? And then just kept going like way up even further. It's the same thing, but see, we can do it much faster because we just go down string. And that's gonna be, I mean, that's, start out there, start out with the first one, learn it all the way across. And what I would really like for you to do, instead of just looking at the pattern and visualizing the way it works, that's why we did the previous exercise. That's why we learned about the B and C and the E and the F. That's why we learned about it, is because I want you to take the first string and go, okay, that's an E, so the F is 1 fret away, and then G is there, and then the next string is an A, and we know because it starts over. Then you have to go B, C, which are together, so skip one, then B, C, then D, E, F. So start out with the first 2 strings, the top 2, and learn where that is. Then do the 5 string and the 4 string. And so on, and then do all 3, and call out. Don't think, actually call out the notes out loud. People might think you're crazy, you're talking to yourself. It's really important that you call out the notes. It helps memorization. It also helps your ear recognize the tone. So don't be afraid to go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? Don't be afraid to do that at all. In fact, do it over and over and over again until you're just really, really, really comfortable going through that. That's such an important, we'll get into more and more and more and more and more. But that right there is even what most of you have seen a pentatonic scale. What a pentatonic scale is your major scale is 7 notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Okay, 7 notes, and then it repeats 7, 7, 7. Penta is 5. What you do is you take out the 3rd and the 5th, and we'll discuss that later. But that's how important it is, because everyone knows that. I mean, everybody knows that really simple, and I'll explain where that comes from and why that comes from, but we have to get through this first. So, again, call it out loud, go from the top string down, between the 1st and the 3rd frets, start with E, and end on G. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, so on. Okay? Really, really, really important stuff. Not to mention, this is just going to set a foundation for all your playing and all your music and all your writing and singing and just everything. Just to put it in perspective, once you know that form and can call it out, you can move it up and down the neck and do it in different keys. Again, that's much more advanced stuff. I'm just trying to illustrate the importance of doing this and doing it the right way, by learning it, by looking at it, by calling out the notes, by knowing that those notes are what they are, E, F, G, knowing those notes are what they are, not by a chart and not by a pattern, but by your ears, by calling it out, by memorization, by knowing how and why those notes are the way they are. You know that's an F because it's 1/2 step higher from the open E. And you're going to get to know this stuff. A lot of players out there that you hear that you think are good just have patterns memorized. So when you actually try to translate music into a different key or something, they're completely lost usually. So this is going to give you a huge, huge advantage even over some people who you may think are just really good that you would really like to play like. Eventually you'll be able to write and improvise much, much better than they do. Just by doing it this way and not learning it by charts or by tablatures and by things like that. The idea here is we want to be musicians and not copiers. Anybody can sit down and learn where to hold strings down and how to play a song that's already been written or how to play a solo that's already been written. But what this does is, what we're going to work at is you can jump in there, any kind of music, any kind of song, and just say what key are we playing in, and jump in there and not only play the song but play it well and improvise and do soloing over it. And again, we're going to work up to it, and as this progresses, you're going to have a lot of eureka moments and be like, wow, yeah, now that makes sense. Now I understand why a pentatonic scale works the way it does, or why, you know, the major scale was so important to learn in the beginning. But anyways, go through that exercise, please, please, please. And just start E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And we'll pick it up from there, and we'll just keep moving forward and keep going on. Alright. Good luck.